We shall discuss now how to prevent erythroblastosis fetalis. Okay, I already told you this condition, this abnormal condition is treatable, medically treatable, and if the mother is Rh negative, as I said, mother is Rh negative and the fetus is Rh positive, anti-D antibodies should be administered to the mother at the 28th and 34th week of gestation pregnancy period, okay, as a prophylactic measure. Okay, prophylactic measure, it refers to preventive measure. So as a preventive measure, the mother should be administered, okay, mother should be given a dosage of this anti-D antibodies at 28th and 34th week, okay, 28th and 34th week of gestation. And if the Rh negative mother delivers Rh positive child, then anti-D antibody should be administered to the mother soon after delivery. Okay, once the baby is born and the baby is also it is found to be Rh positive, means compulsorily soon after delivery the mother should be administered this anti-D antibodies. Okay, this develops, what happens is due to this administering this anti-D antibodies to mother's body, that can develop passive immunity and prevents the formation of anti-D antibodies in the mother's blood by destroying the Rh fetal RBC before the mother's immune system is sensitized. So this is what I mean is, that is when antibodies are produced, okay, antibodies are produced by the mother's immune system in response to Rh antigen in the fetus blood. So what will happen is antibodies are actually produced by destroying fetal RBC. Okay, so this should be prevented beforehand by giving that is passive immunity by administering this or by giving anti-D antibodies. So when these anti-D antibodies are given beforehand, so that passive immunity develops in the mother's body, and this passive immunity that passes to the baby also, okay, the developing embryo or the fetus also through placenta. So nothing will happen, okay, no destruction of the fetal RBC will occur. Understand? So before mother's immune system is sensitized, it should be anti-D antibody should be administered. Okay, when mother's body produces antibodies only, it is not safe for the child. Okay, so beforehand itself anti-D antibodies must be administered so that passive immunity develops. So this will not harm the child, because this passive immunity passes to child also, the developing embryo or the fetus through the placenta. So this has to be done whenever the woman attains pregnancy. Okay, this is about how to prevent erythroblastosis fetalis. So we shall move on to the next slide. So it is about sex determination. Okay, sex determination is the method by which the distinction between male and female is established in a species. Okay, it's easy to understand from the name. You can understand it is to determine the sex of the individual. So it is the method by which the distinction between male and female is established in a species. Sex chromosomes determine the sex of the individual in dioecious or unisexual organisms. Okay, and we have chromosomes, two types of chromosomes. Sex chromosomes are allosomes, and somatic or body chromosomes are autosomes. Okay, autosomes I have already said, already explained what are autosomes. And autosomes are different from these sex chromosomes. These are also called allosomes. So these sex chromosomes only play a vital role in determining the sex of the individual. Okay, sex of the individual, particularly in these animals, these kind of animals, that is dioecious or unisexual organisms. You must be knowing it. What are these dioecious or unisexual organisms? These organisms, they have separate, okay, sexes are separate, okay, male and female individuals are separate with their own individual reproductive organs, okay, or reproductive systems. So the chromosomes other than the sex chromosomes of an individual are called autosomes. This is also what I said only. So the chromosomes other than sex chromosomes are called autosomes. Sex chromosomes may be similar. Okay, sex chromosomes may be similar. They similar means they are said to be homomorphic. Okay, or in one and dissimilar in other sex. Okay, that is in both male and female. In one of the sexes, it is similar, and in the other sex, it is dissimilar. So if similar means similar chromosomes or sex chromosomes are present, means that condition is said to be homomorphic. If these chromosomes are different, that is dissimilar, then that condition is called heteromorphic. Okay, we will discuss in detail about all these types. So individuals having homomorphic sex chromosomes produce only one type of gametes. So it is obvious that homomorphic chromosomes, sex chromosomes, they produce only one type of gametes, that is homogamete. Okay, all one is single. Okay, because they are homomorphic, so they produce only one type of gamete, which is called homogametic. Whereas the heteromorphic individuals, they produce two types of gametes, and it is said to be heterogametic. Okay, so we shall, you will understand as I explain in the next slide. It's about a chromosomal basis of sex determination. So heterogametic sex determination, I said already, in heterogametic sex determination, one of the sexes produces similar gametes and the other sex produces dissimilar gametes. Okay, hetero means different. Heterogametes means different. Different gametes are, different types of gametes are produced. Okay, so one of the sexes produces similar gametes and the other sex produces dissimilar gametes. The sex of the offspring is determined at the time of fertilization. The sex of the offspring is determined at the time of fertilization. Heterogametic males, in this method of sex determination, the males are heterogametic. Okay, here males are heterogametic, that is they produce dissimilar gametes, while females are homogametic, they produce similar gametes. Okay, so males are heterogametic and females are homogametic. So males produce two types of gametes, two different types of gametes, and females produce similar gametes. So, and again this heterogametic males also, it is of two kinds. Okay, it may be XXXO type and XXXY type. Okay, there are two types, XXXO or X0, and the other one is XXXY type. Okay, we shall move on to the first one, which is called XXXO type. Okay, in this method, the sex determination is seen in bugs. Okay, this kind of this method of sex determination is seen in bugs. Okay, bugs, some insects such as cockroaches and grasshoppers. The female with two X chromosomes are homogametic. As we discussed earlier, females are homogametic and males are heterogametic. So males are that is with only one X chromosome are heterogametic. That is, the other gamete is absent. Okay, this X chromosome has only a single that is single genotype. Okay, other one is two, instead of two alleles, only one allele is present. Heterogametic, of course, but only one X chromosome is present. The other is absent. Okay, so it is called XO or X0 also, you can remember. But females are having two X chromosomes and homogametic. Females are heterogametic because one is X, other one is null. Okay, no. Okay, it is XO. So the presence of an unpaired X chromosome determines the male sex. The presence of an unpaired X chromosomes determines the male sex. So this X chromosome only, it is unpaired. Okay, so this X chromosome, unpaired X chromosome, it determines the male sex. The males with unpaired X chromosome produce two types of sperms. That is, one half with X chromosome and the other half without X chromosome. Okay, that is why it is X0 or XO. Okay, it is mentioned like this. So there are two types of sperms, one half with X chromosome and the other half without X chromosome. The sex of the offspring depends upon the sperm that fertilizes the egg. Okay, for example, if the one half, that is one sperm having this X chromosome, if it fertilizes the egg, females are produced. If the other sperm that is with O or 0 chromosome, if it fertilizes the eggs, it produces males. Okay, so this is what is explained in this diagrammatic representation. You can understand. So this is XX, this is X0. Okay, AA here, it refers to autosomes. Okay, AA refers to autosomes, XX refers to allosomes. And so here, so this is diploid parents. So it is mentioned as AAXX, AAXO. This is female and this is male. So gametes are AX, AX, AO. Okay.